Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum girls. I hope you all are fine. I'm your teacher, Ms. Nadia Rauf from Army Burnhall Girls College, Aptabad. And today we are starting with the second lecture of chapter number 17, that is alkyl halides and amines. You have studied already about the introductory topics of alkyl halides, and now we are heading towards some more topics, some other topics of this chapter. Today in this lecture we are going to discuss in detail a very important class of reactions which is called substitution reactions. It has got two types that we are going to study in detail, that is SN1 reactions and SN2 reactions. First important topic, that is SN reactions. SN stands for substitution nucleophilic reaction. You have already studied about it in the previous lecture. What is meant by substitution reactions or substitution nucleophilic reaction? Consider this is any organic compound which is attached to an electronegative element, that is halogen. Whenever any negative group, that is a nucleophile which is in search of nucleus, which is in search of a positive charge, come near this compound which is already attached with the electronegative atom, of course its carbon would become electropositive in nature. So nucleophile would try to attach itself with this carbon atom which is electropositive, and this halogen will have to be lost. Such kind of reactions are called substitution reactions, in which any nucleophile can be substituted in place of halogen. So how would we define it? Organic compounds with electronegative atom or an electron withdrawing group bonded to sp3 carbon atom undergo substitution or elimination reaction. There are two possibilities. They can undergo elimination reactions or they can undergo substitution reaction. In both of the cases, the products formed will be different, and their conditions under which these reactions would proceed on, they will also be different, of course. For example, consider alkyl halide. It is being reacted with any nucleophile. When any nucleophile would come near to that, there are two possibilities for this compound to undergo two kind of reactions. The first kind is substitution reaction. It can undergo substitution reaction where this halogen will be replaced by the nucleophile and halogen will be lost, which is called leaving group. Another possibility is elimination reactions can happen as well. Instead of substitution, this halogen will be lost. Along with that, some other element from the neighboring carbon will also be lost, and the product produced is going to be alkene. A double bond will be formed between two carbon atom. Halogen is lost, and along with that, hydrogen is also lost from the neighboring carbon, which is going to pick up this nucleophile. In elimination, nucleophile is not attached, but in substitution, nucleophile get attached with the alkyl halide. Halide ions are usually very good leaving groups. Substitution reactions on these compounds are very easy, and they are used to get variety of products that we are going to see in next few coming slides. Alkyl halides can be RF, can be RCl, that is alkyl fluoride, alkyl chloride, alkyl bromide, or alkyl iodide. All of them can be utilized. We will see the reactivity order, of course, for all of them will be different. This is a general preview about the substitution nucleophilic reaction. Now, substitution nucleophilic reaction has got two types, SN1 and SN2. Let's study them in detail now. First comes SN2 reactions. What is meant by SN2? SN2 stands for substitution nucleophilic bimolecular. Bi stands for two molecules. What happens in this reaction is, usually a primary alkyl halide is taken, and when it is treated with a strong nucleophile, the nucleophile which is strong as compared to the halogen which is attached with the alkyl halide, then in that case, if we mark it as 1 and we mark this nucleophile as 2, the product produced is going to be methanol. Bromine will be lost and hydroxyl will attached in place of bromine, and methanol will be produced, and bromide ion is going to be a good leaving group. If we increase the concentration of reactant A, we will see the rate of reaction will be doubled. Similarly, if we increase the concentration of reactant 2, that is OH negative, even in that case rate of reaction is doubled. So we can say if the concentration of both of them is doubled, then in that case the reaction rate will become 4 times. So I hope you remember from your first year knowledge when you studied about kinetics We know that when reaction rate is depending upon the concentration of both of the reactants, such kind of reaction is second order reaction, and two molecules are involved in the rate determining step. So such kind of substitution nucleophilic reaction would be called SN2, substitution nucleophilic bimolecular reactions. This reaction that we have studied just now, if bromomethane is producing a methanol, and rate of reaction we can say is depending upon concentration of bromomethane and hydroxide as well. This has been proved experimentally. So rate of reaction can be written as K, that is a constant, rate constant, into concentration of bromoethane and concentration of hydroxide ion. This reaction is example of SN2 reaction, where S stands for substitution, N for nucleophilic, and 2 stands for bimolecular, because in the rate law you can see both of the molecules are involved and rate of reaction is depending upon the concentration of both of the molecules. You can see this SN2 kind of reaction, we have studied it in the primary alkyl halides. Now see the effect of SN2 reactions in various alkyl halides. We can see if it is a primary alkyl halide, its relative rate of reaction is very high. It is undergoing SN2 kind of reaction. But if one of the hydrogen is being replaced with the methyl group, the rate of reaction become very slow for SN2. And if both of the hydrogens has been replaced by bulky groups, in that case, reaction rate has become very slow. And if we talk about tertiary alkyl halide, there are 3 carbon atoms attached with the bromine, or it is a tertiary alkyl halide. Then in that case, reaction rate becomes 0, means they will undergo another kind of reaction, that is SN1 reaction. They would not undergo SN2 kind of reaction. Do remember a reaction of alkyl halide in which halogen is bonded to asymmetric center. It will lead to the formation of only one stereoisomer. 2 isomers will not be formed. They will be formed in the second kind of reaction, which is SN1 reaction, which will give rise to 2 stereoisomers. SN2 reactions mechanism was discovered by 2 British chemists, that is Edward D. Hughes and Christopher Kelkin-Gould. They proposed the following mechanism in which hydroxide ion is attacking the primary alkyl halide, and for the time being it is being attached through its lone pair of electron or through its negative charge with the electropositive carbon atom, and a transition state is produced for a small period of time in which both of hydroxyl and bromine are attached. These are shown with the dotted line because the bond between carbon and bromine is becoming loose. It is being broken up and new bond is being made. It has not been made yet, but it is being made. So that's why this is being shown with the dotted line. After some time, bromide ion will be lost and hydroxide will be attached through a solid covalent bond with the carbocation or with the carbon, which is electropositively charged. This is the mechanism which was proposed by these 2 scientists, and we can see if we increase the concentration of both of the reactants, in that case you will see the more collision would be possible, more and more molecules will undergo transition state and they are going to produce the product if concentration of both of them is increased. So in this mechanism, we can see 2 molecules are involved. This is a single step reaction. There are 2 molecules involved which make transition state for a small period of time, and later on they are converted to the product state. So that's why these are called as SN2, substitution nucleophilic bimolecular. 2 stands for bimolecular, and do keep it in your mind that it is going to be a one-step reaction. It will all be happening in only one step. Moving towards mechanism of SN2 reaction, what are the factors that affect the mechanism? I have told you only primary alkyl halides will undergo SN2 kind of reactions. Why it is so? Let's study it with respect to this graph in which energy and reaction coordinates are drawn. You have already drawn or studied such kind of graphs in class first year even. And you know that activation energy barrier has to be crossed before making products. If activation energy barrier is large, the energy difference between the reactants and that of activation energy is too large. In that case, the product formation is too difficult, and if this activation energy barrier is less, then products formed can be easily formed. So if we take for example this primary alkyl bromide, we would see that if it is present, only hydrogen atoms are present, it is a primary alkyl bromide. This transition state has got activation energy which is too less, so it can be crossed easily and products can be formed. But in case if we replace hydrogens with the methyl groups, these are bulky groups, so it is not possible for hydroxyl to now itself attach with the carbon atom that is already holding bulky groups with it and bromine as well. So that's why energy activation is too much of activation energy is required to make the product. So that's why this reaction is not very much feasible, but for primary alkyl halide this reaction will be feasible. So steric factors are very important in this regard. Secondly, inversion of configuration usually happens in SN2 kind of reaction. What is meant by inversion of configuration? You can see hydroxyl is going to attach itself from the side which is opposite to that of bromine. Do remember, wherever bromine is, it is already negatively charged, has got a large size. So hydroxyl, which is more negatively charged, cannot attack it from the same side. It will have repulsion. It is going to face repulsion from the bromine. So it is going to attack it from the opposite side. So inversion of configuration will happen, means the product that is produced will have hydroxyl attached at the other end, not on the same side where bromine was detached. Bromine has been detached, and on the other end, on the opposite end, hydroxyl will be attached. You can see it from here. Bromine is already here, but hydroxyl cannot attack it from the side where bromine is already there. So hydroxyl will be attacking it from the other side, and it will attach itself with the carbon atom, and bromine will be lost. So you can see in the product the configuration has been inversed, or it has been reverted, it has been changed now. So this is very important step in case of SN2 reaction. It will not happen in SN1. So inversion of configuration means reversal of configuration, and retention of configuration means the same configuration will be retained and there won't be any change in the product produced. But here inversion will be occurring in SN2 kind of reactions. Let's see some important factors that affect the mechanism of SN2 reaction. The first one is the leaving group. Leaving group is very important. If it is a good leaving group, if it can be lost easily, then reaction would happen very easily. Means if it is iodine, bromine, chlorine and fluorine, if any one of them is attached, the reaction rates will be different. Iodine is a very good leaving group, so reaction rate is extremely high, so it will react very fastly. And if bromine is present, that reaction rate a little bit it is decreased. If chlorine is present, you can see reaction rate is further decreased. And with fluorine, because fluoride ion is not a good leaving group, it is attached with the carbon very strongly or firmly attached with the carbon, so it is not a good leaving group. So in that case, you can see rate of reaction is very less, that is almost 1. Second important factor is the nucleophile. Strength of nucleophile is very important. In general, for halogen substitution, stronger is the base, better it is as a nucleophile. And stronger base means it should be stronger as compared to even the halogens. If pK value of base is large, in that case its nucleophilicity will also be large, or its power to act as a nucleophile will also be large. Now there are various kinds of SN2 reactions that are being shown with alkyl halides using different kinds of nucleophiles. If for example this is a chloride ion which is being replaced with hydroxide, so in that case alcohol has been produced. If it is bromide and it is replaced with HS or thiol, in that case a thiol compound will be produced. If it is being replaced with RO negative, ether is being produced. If it is replaced with RS negative, a thioether is being produced. If amine is utilized, then in that case the product produced is amine. If this is alkyne radical is being utilized, in that case this will be alkyne produced. And if cyanide radical, which is producing a nitrile compound or nitrile compound. So this was all about SN2 reactions. Now moving on towards next type, that is SN1 reaction. These are called substitution nucleophilic unimolecular. Now consider this molecule. If it is 1-bromo-1,1-dimethyl ethane, consider this is a ethane molecule where bromine is attached, and these two are the alkyl groups which are being attached. It is dimethyl groups, and base utilized is water. Then in that case, the compound produced is again 1,1-dimethyl ethanol. Alcohol is being produced, along with that HBr is being released as a byproduct. This undergoes SN1 reaction. If we increase the concentration of first reactant, rate of reaction will be doubled. But water, if it is being utilized or if its concentration is increased, it is not going to affect the rate of reaction at all. So concentration of reactant 2 is doubled. The rate of reaction is not doubled, or rate of reaction is not being affected. So we can say it is a first order reaction in which rate of reaction can be written in this way. Rate of reaction will be equal to K, rate constant, multiplied with the concentration of one of the reactant only. This is called SN1, substitution nucleophilic unimolecular, because rate of reaction is depending upon the concentration of one of the molecule, not two. Let's study mechanism of this reaction, that is SN1 reactions. SN2 reactions were happening in one step, but SN1 reaction will occur in two steps. In first step, first of all, bromide ion will be lost and it will be changed into a carbocation. Along with that, bromide ion is being lost. This is first step of the reaction, in which carbon and bromine bond is broken up, and this step is usually a very slow step. In fact, it is formation of a carbocation, so that's why this step is really slow. In the second step, what will happen, this nucleophile, that is water, it is going to attack the carbocation and it will be attached with carbocation through its lone pairs of electron. Whole water molecule will be attached, so it will develop a positive charge because now water is making 3 bonds. In the next step, what will happen, the proton dissociation will happen, and this proton, one of the proton will be lost and product formation will occur, and this step is quite a fast step. So there are two steps in fact. First step is the formation of carbocation. Second step is the attachment of nucleophile and proton dissociation, which is quite a fast step. So overall there are two steps only. One of them is slow, another one is fast. And do you remember from reaction kinetics that slow step is usually the rate determining step, or the rate of reaction is determined through the slow step. In slow step, there is only one molecule or one of the reactant that is involved in the rate in the slow step. So that's why this reaction is unimolecular, or this is SN1 reaction. If we represent graphically the mechanism of SN1 reaction along the energy and reaction coordinates, we will see we are going to get this kind of graph, because the graph is divided into 3 peaks. Because this is the rate, the first step, this is the rate determining step where carbocation is formed. In the next step, OH2 is completely attached, and in the last step, deprotonation will occur to make the products. So these 3 peaks, usually these two are merged together to give rise to a 2-step process. So it is a 2-step process, out of which the first one has got highest activation energy required, that's why it is slow step. Other one has got lower peak, means its activation energy is less, so it will proceed faster, and rate determining step is going to be very important for us to study this SN1 reaction. After the formation of carbocation, the first step, this carbocation intermediate, later on you can see, I told you already, we can merge these 2 peaks. It will be converted through nucleophile into the product. Let's study mechanism of SN1 reactions in detail. In this, you can see the first step is the removal of bromide ion, which is a slow step, and a carbocation intermediate has been produced with the removal of bromide ion. Now this carbocation is a symmetrical molecule. Now it has got a p orbital which is available, and it has got vacant p orbital right now. That's why it is positively charged, because bromine has taken electron pair. So p orbital will be vacant. It will be available, but it is vacant. Now water can come from either side, either from this side or from that side. From both of the sides, water molecule can attack it. If it is attacking it from this side, in that case the product formed will have water molecules attached over here, and again deprotonation will occur and product will be produced. If water is attacking from the other side, in that case again whole water molecule or nucleophile is attached. In the last step, deprotonation will occur and product will be produced. Now you can see these two products have got different configurations. Why they are different? Bromine was attached on this side. In this product, the hydroxyl group is attached on the same side. So it is called retention of configuration. And here hydroxyl is attached to the side opposite to that of bromine. So it will be called inversion of configuration. So in this case, both of stereoisomers are being produced, in which half of the molecules will undergo inversion of configuration and half of the molecules will have retention of configuration in the structures. So according to this mechanism, if we see various alkyl halides and see their reaction rates, we would notice that primary alkyl halides, they have got zero relative rate because they won't undergo SN1 kind of reaction. And if we have got attached a methyl group attached, even then it is a primary alkyl halide and rate of reaction is still nil. And if we are attaching more of the alkyl groups, in that case we would see that it is undergoing SN1 kind of reactions, and rate of reaction will become very fast if we have got a tertiary alkyl halide. Smaller rate of reaction is observed or no rate of reaction is shown. That means they are not undergoing SN1 reaction, but they will undergo the other kind of S substitution nucleophilic reaction, that is SN2 kind of reaction. So these SN1 reactions are predominant for the tertiary alkyl halides, not for the primary alkyl halides, and they will lead to the formation of two stereoisomers, that will have, half of them will have retention of configuration, half of them will have inversion of configuration. Now let's discuss some factors affecting SN1 reactions. Two factors that affect the rate of SN1 reactions are, first one is ease with which the leaving group dissociates from the carbon. If it is tightly bound, if the leaving group, which is halogen right now, if it is tightly bound with the carbon, it will be hard to remove it. So that's why SN1 reaction will occur at a lesser rate. The second factor is stability of carbocation. As we know, we have discussed it in the previous lecture that carbocation stability is very important, and we know that tertiary carbocations are more stable as compared to secondary, which are more stable as compared to primary carbocation. So stability of carbocation is important in case of SN1 reaction. They are not important in case of SN2, where carbocation is not formed at all. They undergo SN2 reactions happen through a transition state. They do not occur due to carbocation formation. So stability of carbocation is very important in this step. The more substituted the carbocation is, the more stable it is. Therefore, it is easier to form and reaction will occur at a faster rate. And as in the case of SN2, the weaker base is the leaving group. Right now the weaker base of this term is being utilized for the halogen. We know that it is the leaving group and it is less tightly bonded to the carbon atom. Therefore, it is easier to break. So more easy it is to break the bond, more easily a leaving group can leave, more steady will be the rate of reaction, we would say. And reactivity of nucleophile has no effect on the rate of SN1 reaction because it is not participating in the rate law. Concentration or reactivity or nature of nucleophile has got no effect on the rate of SN1 reactions. Now let's compare SN1 and SN2 reactions. SN1 reaction is a two-step mechanism and SN2 is a one-step mechanism. This 2 and 1 stands for unimolecular and bimolecular, not for one-step or two-step. Unimolecular rate determining step is present in SN1 reactions, and in SN2 reactions the rate determining step is bimolecular, means it involves two molecules. In SN1 reaction, products have both retained and inverted the configuration relative to the reactant. Half of the molecules retained the configuration and half of the molecules inverted the configuration. But in case of SN2, the product has only got inverted configuration. There is no retention of configuration. Reactivity order for SN1 reaction is a tertiary alkyl halides would have faster rate of reaction as compared to secondary, primary or methyl halide. And reactivity order for SN2 reactions is methyl or halides or primary alkyl halides are more reactive as compared to secondary or tertiary alkyl halides. That is all for substitution nucleophilic reactions. If you have any questions, you can ask me on WhatsApp group. And that's all for today. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.